Hello again, friends. It is a freezing cold day, and we are in Catawissa, Pennsylvania, me and my friend Chris. Today, we are at a tiny family cemetery in Catawissa, Pennsylvania. It was originally called Mount Zion, and it was renamed to the Hooded Grave Cemetery in 1874. The name comes from the unusual hoods installed over two of the graves. They belong to sisters-in-law Asenath Campbell Thomas and Sarah Ann Thomas Boone, who died within 6 days of each other in 1852. A third grave here once had a similar hood, that of Rebecca Thomas Clayton, who died in May 1852 at 25 years old, only a few weeks before the other two. The hood was removed from Rebecca's grave in 1830, probably because it was rusted and dilapidating. According to Find a Grave, these hoods are the only ones existing in the United States today. 1852 seems to have been a very hard year for the Thomas family, burying three young wives only in their 20s within a month of each other. Let's check this cemetery out and see what's here. So 1850s medical care was assuredly not where it is today, and far too many mothers died during or shortly after childbirth. In many cases, the child died as well. Asenath Thomas died on the same day that her daughter, also named Asenath, was born. Little Asenath lived just over 4 months before passing away, and she's buried here near her mother. Sarah Ann also had a daughter, Sarah Frances, just 16 days before she died, probably of complications from the birth. So what's the reason for the hoods? Theories have been tossed around for years. Werewolves, witches, vampires, grave robbers. Were the hoods installed to keep someone out or to keep someone in? Back in those days, the fear of the supernatural was shared by a lot of people. Personally, I don't buy into the vampires, witches, and werewolves idea, but grave robbing was a very real thing going on in America. Medical schools and some questionable doctors were paying well for fresh bodies for research. I'm not convinced that these hoods would keep out a determined grave robber with the right tools. Seeing their construction firsthand, I believe they were simply intended to be decorative, possibly for vines or flowers to grow up in the sides. Let's see. This is not going to keep a determined grave robber out of here. That can easily be cut through if that was the choice. The Thomas family were involved in the iron ore business and had some wealth. My guess is there was probably a family member who was crafty with their hands and knew the iron craft and wanted to give the young lady something nice even in death. So Sarah Ann's stone here says consort of Ranslow Boone. I want to take an opportunity to clear up some misconceptions about this word, and another one that can be found on occasion, the relict, R-E-L-I-C-T. I've heard some people say that these words are synonyms for mistress, or in the more modern vernacular, a side chick. This is 100% absolutely false. Consort means the woman was married and her husband was still alive at the time of her death. If you see a woman's tombstone that says she was a relict of, followed by someone's name, it means that her husband had already died before her. That is Sarah Ann's hood or cage right there. And there is a tombstone inside that's got some writing on it, but it is very, very hard to make out. And again, you can see this is not keeping out somebody who really wanted to get in. Not at all. That's why I believe these are decorative. As I pass by the other stones here, I hope you notice what I've seen. For such a small family cemetery as this is, it's sad to see how many babies and toddlers and young people were buried here. We should be very grateful for where we are with medical care in our current day and age. Early America was a very hard place in which to survive, and this tiny cemetery in Catawissa, Pennsylvania is only a single example in our country. There's many more across our country and around our world. I want to say thank you to my good friend Chris Soliday, who willingly came along with me in the cold to provide support and to do some drone camera work for me, hopefully adding some new angles to these videos. Thanks also to our wives, who set us free to go on this multi-location tour of historical sites in Pennsylvania. Until the next video, be well, my friends. We'll see you later.